Hello friends, welcome. So we are in the part 7 of Godot game development tutorials for beginners, and last time we made the bullet shoot out of the player and hit the enemy. The enemy is the asteroid, and we made it hit the enemy and enemy explodes on some kind of animation. So there was two kind of animation, one through the sprite animation by changing the sprite frames, and another was the particle style animation. So let's see what we have achieved so far. So this is our game, and if we hit the enemy with our bullets and we animate the enemy being destroyed like this, yeah, we use the particle style animation and frame animation. And today we are going to make the health bar feature of the player. So if the enemy collides with the player, the health of the players will decrease. So we are going to make that feature in this tutorial. So without further ado, let's start. First of all, let's go to the player node here, and inside here we need to check if it's colliding with the enemy or not. So to check whether an enemy or anything gets collided with any node, we have a node called area 2D. So we need to add our player that node. So let's click on the player node. So this is our main player node, and let's right click on it, and let's click on add child node, and here we are going to search for area 2D node. Area 2D, create, and this is the area 2D node, and double click here, and let me just rename it PLAYER, player AREA, area. And we also want to be able to work with area 2D, we need to add another node called collision shape. So let's add another node for this player area node. Right click and click on add node, and here we are going to search for COL, collision shape 2D. I want collision shape 2D, COLLIS, and collision shape 2D. Okay, create, and that's it. We have a player area, yeah, that means area 2D node, and then its child is collision shape 2D. And for this collision shape 2D, let's give it a shape. First of all, let's switch back to our 2D view, yeah. So we have got this player, yeah, and we have got this circle of our collision shape 2D from the player node, and we have got the area 2D, and we need to make another collision shape 2D for the player area. So click on the collision shape 2D and click on the inspector, and here in the shapes, so right now it's empty. Let's click it, and we are going to choose a circle, yeah, circle shape. Click in here, and right now our circle is a little bit smaller. Let me make it a little bit big. Again, drag your mouse and like this, yeah. And now our collision shape 2D of the player area and the main collision shape 2D of the player node is equal size. Let's just save it for now. Control S, hit Control S, and it's been saved. Next, let's go to the scripts, yeah. Click on the scripts tab, and in here we are in the player. Let's click in the player GD. So this is our player sprite, player code of the player node, yeah, player.gd. and in here we have to know whether the enemy has collided with this player area or not. So to know that, we just click in the player area, and let's click in the node tab here, right beside the inspector tab, and there are different signals here. We are going to search for the body underscore entered signal. Yeah, and let's click it and go downwards, and there is a connect signal here, so we just click on connect, and let's click on connect again, and we have got a new function called on player underscore area underscore body entered. So here we are going to check if that body is the enemy GD or not, enemy node or not. Yeah, so let's check it. So we have actually already done this kind of collision checking in the bullet script also. So let's go to the bullet script and copy the code. Yeah, go to click on the bullet script, bullet.gt, and here we have done the same thing. Yeah, so here is also on body entered function, and we have checked if the body is in the group's enemy. Yeah, so if we click on the enemy node right now and go to the groups here, and we have assigned the group's enemy, global group's enemies to this enemy node. Yeah, and let's get back to the player now, not in the player. Let's get back to the bullet.gd, and we have got the everything ready here. Yeah, if that body is in the group's enemy, that means the enemy has been detected, or the enemy has entered the body of the area of the player, and we have done this. Yeah, q underscore free deleted the bullet in the previous last tutorial, and we made the explosion animation also from here. So let's just copy this whole code and we'll modify it a little bit. Copy it. Yeah, and let's get back to the player.gd script, and in here we are going to paste everything here. Control V, and next q underscore free, we don't want it. Yeah, so this will delete the player from the scene, so we don't want our player to be deleted. Yeah, we wanted the bullet to be deleted, but we don't want our player to be deleted. So let's delete this code, q free, and next. So what we have checked, if the body is belongs to the group enemies, that means it is an enemy. Yeah, and then we have again checked if that enemies group has this function, explosion animation function, then we are sure that it's an enemy. Yeah, so let me go to the enemy GD and show you that function. Yeah, so we have the explosion animation node, not the function. Yeah, we have got the explosion animation node for enemy. Yeah, so if this enemy node has this explosion animation node again as a child node, then we are sure that it is an enemy that we want. So let's get back to the player GD, and in here that's why we have double checked it. Yeah, to make sure. So if the body belongs to the group enemies, and if that enemy has the node explosion animation, yeah, this node, then we are sure that it's an enemy. And after that, what did we do? We hide that sprite. So this is sprite of the enemy, we hide it, so that looks like an asteroid. Yeah, and then what we did, we started the explosion animation. So we showed that animation, the frame type animation, by using this explosion animation. So, and after that we played it. Yeah, first of all we had hidden the explosion animation from the code, then we play that explosion animation. After that we also start the particle animation also, the explosion particle animation dot restart. And after that we have done something like get underscore node collision shape 2D set underscore default disable true to be able to fire after the animation has been or while the animation is being played, because we don't want it to collide again and again. So once it has we have detected collision, we don't want to detect more collisions from the same thing. That's why we use this code for that one, to disable the collision. And that's it. I think if now player enemy hits the player, then the enemy will explode, and then we have to actually decrease the player's health as well. First of all, let's see if this animation works or not. Let's save it and let's play. And if I hit the enemy with bullet, it explodes, and if the enemy is not exploding, yeah, it's some kind of glitch. So let's fix this glitch. Yeah, the enemy isn't exploding, so let's fix it. To fix that, let's click on the player node and let's click on the 2D first. Yeah, let's go back to this 2D tab and let's see what's the problem. The problem is that we have got the collision shape of the player and collision shape of the player area, and they are of the same radius, same size. That's what making it a little bit glitch, because the collision shape will just collide with the enemy first, and it will just keep the enemy away from the main collision shape that we want, that will detect the enemy. So let's make this collision shape little bit smaller. Okay, let's drag and make it smaller. So the main collision shape of the player is made smaller, yeah, and the one which detects the player area one is a little bit larger. Now I think we can detect collision with the enemies more smoothly. Let's see, save it. So this smaller area collision shape is for the player node, yeah, and this bigger one is for the player area, that will detect if the enemy has entered the player body, player area. Save it and let's try one more time. Play and let's get hit. Yeah, now the asteroids get destroyed. And the main thing that we want is, we just don't want the asteroid gets destroyed, we want the player's health also get decreased. So let's implement that. Let's save it. Let's get back to our code, and in here we are in the player's area, and in here we will add more variables. First of all, let's add here @export export bar. Let's make a variable called max underscore health equals to 3. So our max health will be 3, and let's add another variable called var current underscore health, and that's it. So we are just going to make the current health variable, and I will tell you what this export does actually. Yeah, export var. So we might just have used just var and made a health, but I have used export also. So what does this export do? So let me show you. So if I click on the player node here, and let's go to the inspector tab, and here you can actually modify how much health you want from the inspector panel here. So if you want it to be 5, you can set it from here. So that's why I used @export bar, so we don't have to code from here, so we can actually modify from this panel also. That's why. So let me make it a 3 for now. Yeah, and save it. And now we have got current health that will store the current health of the player, and this is the maximum health that a player can achieve. Right now it's just 3. And now let's make a function. Let's hit enter for now here, and here we have a pre-made function or predefined function of any kind of node, that's func underscore rad by ready function. So this is actually the inbuilt function of any kind of node in GD script. So here, and this function runs when the node enters the scene for the first time. It will only run for the first time, and it will run only once. Okay, so here in here, when our node enters the scene, we are going to assign the current health. So what do? We are going to assign the current health. current the current health equals to maximum health, max health. So our current health will be the maximum health at first. Yeah, save it. So our current health will be maximum health at the start of the game, and after that we have to detect the collision. So we have already detected the collision down here. Let's go down, and we have detected the collision here. So if the body is enemies, and if we have double checked it, if it is has explosion animation, and here we are going to, after all the animation have been done, we are going to call a function called take damage, take underscore damage damage. So this is a function. Right now we haven't made this function, that's why it shows an error. So let's make this function. Enter, and here let's make a function func take underscore damage damage, and in here let's take damage. So take damage means the current health will be little bit less. Yeah, so let's assign the current health. Current health equal to current health minus 1. So we have decreased the current health. So if the current health was 3, the maximum health, then it will decrease by 1 and become 2 now. And after we have taken damage, then we are going to check also. Yeah, what we are going to check is if current current health becomes less than or equals to 0, then what to do? Then it's game over actually. Yeah, so let's just call the function called game underscore over for now. And also we haven't made this game over function. Let's just make it here, down here, func game underscore over. And right now we are not going to make game over function, so we just write pas as pass. Yeah, so we will do this in the next tutorial, but for now we have to actually show our health. So right now we haven't done anything. We cannot show this current health to anyone else. Yeah, so let's make the user interface that will show the current health. To do that, for the user interface, we go to the main scene here. Yeah, click on the main scene, our main node, and let's click on the 2D view of our main node. So this is our 2D view. We have got player and we have got our viewport. Yeah, and nothing is here. So let's add a user interface in here. So let's click in the main node and just right click, and let's add a child node called control. So to make the user interface system, we generally use the control node. So let's click here and create, and let me just write this control UI control. Okay, so This is the user interface control, and it's a little bit smaller here, so let me make it a size of whole screen. So to make that, you click on this icon, drop down icon here, and you make this full rect, and this will occupy the whole scene here like this. And now let's click in the UI control here, and let's add another child for this, and this time we are going to add a label, yeah, and create, and here we have created the label, and let's rename it health label, and hit enter. And so our health label will be displayed on the top of the screen, top right part of the screen. Let me just drag it a little bit downwards and put our health label down here, yeah. And right now we cannot see anything, so let's click on the health label, and in the inspector panel here there is something called text here, so we are just going to write HEALTH as health right now, and dash and 3, yeah. This is the health label, and it shows like this. And let me make the font a little bit larger. So to make our font little bit larger, let's go downwards here in the inspector panel, and there is something called theme override. Let's click here, and in here you can modify many things, but for now I will just modify the font size. Click in here, and in the font size, let me give it 25 pixels. Okay, it has become a little bit larger, yeah. So if you want to change the color of the font, you can do it from here. So if you want a shadow or for the font or the outline, you can do it from here also. And if you have given the shadow and outline, you might need to go to constant and give the size for the shadow and for the outline also. So for now, for me, it's fine. The white color is fine for me. Save it, and this is our health level that will show in the top right part of the screen, top left part of the screen. Save it. If you just play it, then you can see it, yeah, health, it will display up here. Stop it right now, and let's go back to the player scene now, yeah, and let's go to the scripts. Click on the player GD. So this is our player script, and now we have to modify that UI level also, the health level. So to modify that health level from the player scene, we cannot do it directly, but we will use something called signal that we will send when our health changes, and the main scene will receive that signal, and it will change the level. Okay, so let's send the signal. To make a signal, let's go upwards, and in here, yeah, before the ready function, we will write and make a signal, signal signal, and let's name the signal what, health update underscore update update. So this is our signal name, and we will pass a value also. Let's write it as health. Okay, so here we will pass the health value also, and this is the name of the signal, health update. And down here where we have changed our current health here, so here let's emit the signal. So to emit the signal, we write emit underscore signal signal, and inside we are going to write our signal name, health update, in the double quotation mark, and we just write comma, and here we pass our current health, current current health, and save it. Now we have emitted the signal, yeah. we have made the signal health underscore update, where we can pass a health value. Yeah, and here we have emitted the signal health update when we change the current health, and we have also passed our current health through the signal. Now it's time to receive the signal. Yeah, the player node has already passed the signal from here. So to receive the signal in the main scene, we click in the main.gd, the script, and in here we are going to connect the signal. So to connect the signal, let's click in the main tab here, the main node. Oh my god, I deleted it. Where is? So let me go down here, and where is the scene? Main scene. Double click. Okay, I've got the main scene here. So the main scene has right now player scene, enemy, this kind of scene. So let's click in the player scene. So we are going to drag the player scene in our script. So to drag it, just click and drag, and before releasing, just hold the control key like this, and we have our player variable that will hold the player scene, yeah, or the player node. So we want this player node, and in the ready function, inside the ready function here, let me just delete the pass, and here we are going to connect it through like this player player, write the variable name that holds our player scene or the player node, and after that dot and CONNECT connect, and in here we are going to connect the signal. The signal name was health underscore UPDAT update, yeah, and comma, and next we are going to call a function that we have yet to make. So let's call a function called update underscore health underscore LABEL label, yeah, just write the function name like this. So this will be our function name. Let me copy it. So once it has received the health underscore update signal, then we will call this function update under health which we have to make. So let's go down and let's make a function called func paste update underscore health, and this update underscore health update health label function will receive the health as EALT health, yeah, and then so this function will be called once we receive the signal called health underscore update, and this health underscore update signal will pass a value called health, yeah. So we'll receive the value in this variable, health variable, and in here we are going to write okay, right now we write pass, and from here let me just drag another node called the health label, yeah. So drag it inside like this and hold control, and we have got the health label node inside this variable now, health underscore label, and here we write now health underscore label, and it has got the property called text and equals to, what do we write here? First of all, we write HEALT as health, and we give a space little bit, and we give a dash, and we give a space, and after that we just write plus, and here we are going to write HEALT as health that we passed from the player, yeah. But the health variable is a number, yeah, that's why we have to make it a string. To make a string, we just write str and enclose this health variable inside, and we made this number into a string, and we can join the two strings by using the plus variable like this, and save it. And now I think our health will be updated. Save it and let's see. Now hit play, and right now the health is 3, and if I hit one asteroid it's become 2, another 1, another 0, -1, -3, -4, -5, like this our health decreases. Yeah, and that's how we implement the health feature in our game. And in the next video we will probably make the game over feature that will show up when our health decreases below 0. And for now, thank you guys for watching the tutorial, and if you like this tutorial, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe my channel, and see you next time.